We have learned lot about metals. Have you ever think from where these metals come? There are two sources of metals. First is from earth crust and second is from seawater. From earth crust we get the metals in rock form like copper, like iron, like aluminium. And in the sea form we have the ions of metal or salts like sodium ion, magnesium ion, etc. Now let's understand how these metals occur in the earth crust. In earth crust there are two states of metals. One is free state and another is combined state. Free state is also called native state. The metals which are below the reactivity series is usually found in the free state because they are least reactive. For example, gold, silver, platinum, copper. All these are found in native state. On the other side, the metals which are above the hydrogen are reactive, so they are found in the combined state. There is a rock which are present on the earth crust, they are found in the salt form like metal sulfate, like metal carbonate, metal halides, etc. The rocks from where we get the metal is nothing but a mineral, and there are so many types of mineral in nature. But the mineral which gives us metal or from which we extract the metal profitably and conveniently, that mineral is called ore. So ore is nothing but a mineral from which we extract the metals conveniently and profitably. There are different types of ore present in nature. The common names and formulas are written here. Now we have to extract pure metal from these ores. The process of extracting the pure metal from their ore and then refining for the use is called metallurgy. There are 4 steps involved in the metallurgy. First step is crushing and grinding of ore. Second is enrichment and concentration of ore. Third is extraction of metal from the concentrated ore. And fourth is purification of impure metal. Let's understand these steps one by one. Our first step is crushing and grinding of ore. The ores present in nature are big rocks. So we have to convert these rocks into small pieces by crushing. These small pieces are further divided into fine particles by stamp mill or ball mill. Our second step is enrichment or concentration of ore. There are so many impurities present on the surface of ore like sand, soil or clay. These particles are called gangue. So we have to remove these particles. So the process of removing these particles from the surface of ore, this process is called enrichment or concentration of ore. There are 4 techniques used to remove these impurities. First is hydraulic washing, second is magnetic separation, third is fourth flotation, and fourth is chemical methods. Our third step is extraction of metal from concentrated ore. Now after concentration, we have to extract the pure metals. In order to extract the pure metal, first we convert these ore into oxide ore. Why? Because oxide ores are easily reduced to pure metal by adding a suitable reducing agent. So we have to convert into oxide. There are 2 steps to convert, or we can say that there are 2 methods to convert these ore into oxide. First is calcination and second is roasting. These are nothing but heating of ore. First is in the absence of air and second is in the presence of air. For example, when zinc carbonate is heated, it gives zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. In the roasting, zinc sulfide, when heated in the presence of air, it forms zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide gas. So calcination is for carbonate ores and roasting is for other than carbonates ore. After roasting and calcination, we have made the metal oxide. Now we have to reduce this metal oxide to pure metals. We have categorized the metal into three categories. One is low reactivity metal, second is medium, and third is high reactivity metals. Now depending upon the reactivity, there are different methods of reduction. Now we will start the first reaction, that is low reactivity of metals. Now let's start the extracting of metals of low reactivity. We know the low reactivities are the metal which are below the hydrogen. Let's take mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide on heating gives mercury and oxygen. Here note one thing, that the metals which are low in reactivity series, we just heat that metal oxide or ore and we get pure metal. Our second point is in which we are extracting the metals from metal oxide of middle reactivity series. The metals like zinc, iron, manganese, all are lying in the middle of the reactivity series. So we have to reduce these metal oxide into pure metal by adding a suitable reducing agent. These reducing agents are carbon, carbon monoxide and aluminium. Depending upon the type of metal oxide, we are choosing these reducing agent. For example, in case of zinc oxide, we are reducing the zinc oxide with carbon. We get a zinc metal and carbon monoxide gas. This carbon is nothing but a coke. We are heating the zinc oxide with coke. Another example is iron oxide. Iron oxide react with carbon monoxide. We get iron and carbon dioxide gas. In this case, we are heating the iron oxide in the furnace with carbon monoxide gas. Our third example is manganese oxide. Manganese oxide, when react with aluminium, it forms manganese and aluminium oxide. This reaction is also called thermit reaction. Here note one thing, that aluminium is an expensive metal. So use the aluminium for that metals which are expensive from aluminium. Our third point is extraction of metal of high reactivity. The metals which are at the top of the reactivity series are highly reactive, so their oxides are quite stable. If their oxides are quite stable, so we can't reduce the metal oxide to pure metal by just simply adding a reducing agent like carbon. So we have to adopt another method. What is this another method? This is called reduction by electrolysis. So the process of extracting the metal by electrolysis, this is called electrometallurgy. We have to convert the metal into their chloride form. There are some metals which are already in the chloride form like sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is in the chloride form. We have to make sodium from this sodium chloride by electrolysis, in which we are putting this sodium chloride in an electrolytic chamber and we get sodium ion to sodium by gaining an electron at cathode and chlorine gas at anode. Now we have extracted the pure metal from their ores, but there are so many impurities present inside these pure metals, so we have to purify the metal. So our fourth and last step is purification of metal. Metals like zinc, copper, iron, they have so many impurities in them. So we have to use the electrolytic refining, in which we put the metal in the beaker and then do the electro-refining on the metal. Let's understand this electro-refining with an example. Let's take we are refining the copper metal. In order to refine metal, first of all take a beaker and add water in it. Now take the two pieces of copper. Here one piece which is of larger size is actually impure copper which we have to pure, and there is one small strip of copper. Now attach the battery to this copper metal. Note here one thing, that the positive terminal of battery is attached to the impure metal and negative terminal of battery attached to the pure metal. It means impure metal is having a anode and negative terminal is having a cathode which is a pure metal. Now before switching on the circuit, add some electrolyte in the water. Why we adding the electrolyte? Because pure water is bad conductor of electricity. In order to conduct the electricity, we have to add the electrolyte solution. Here electrolyte solution is nothing but a mixture of copper sulfate and hydrochloric acid. Why we are taking copper sulfate? Because if we take the another metal, then it create problem. Now after adding, switch on the circuit. Here you will observe that the copper atom on the impure side detach from the impurities and become Cu2 positive. It means on the anode side, copper metal after losing 2 electron become copper 2 positive ions, means cation. This cation is attracted toward cathode, and on the cathode side, this copper cation after gaining 2 electron become copper metal and attach on the surface of pure copper. This process is continuous and the whole pure copper is going toward the cathode side, and the impurities are settled down, because impurities are not a charged particles, so they are settled down in the anode side. So we call these impurities as a anodic mud. Now let's discuss the summarized points of purification of metals. We know that we have three types of metal. First is highly reactive metal, medium reactive metal and least reactive metal. In case of highly reactive metal, we get pure metal from the ore by the process of electrolysis. We just doing the electrolysis of the highly reactive metal, we get a pure metal. Now coming to the second type of metal, that is medium reactivity metals. In the medium reactivity metals, we have two types of ore, either a carbonate ore or a sulfide ore. In carbonate ore, we do calcination, and in the sulfide ore, we do roasting in order to get the metal oxide. This metal oxide is reduced to metal by adding a reducing agent, and this metal is then purified by electrolysis process. Our third type of metal is metal of least reactivity. Usually these metals have sulfide ores. We heat this sulfide ore in the presence of oxygen, means we are doing roasting. After roasting, we get metal oxide. By simply doing the heating on the metal oxide, we get a metal. Then we purify this metal by electrolysis.